Scottsdale! Or should I say, Snotsdale? Some say this is the Miami of the desert. Lambos, Botox, ridiculous wealth, and status obsession. This isn't Beverly Hills. It looks like it though. The type of place where 23-year-olds drive a McLaren and sell crypto. Tech entrepreneurs, influencers, big-time investors. This place is over the top. I kept hearing from people, Arizona's not tough macho guy stuff anymore. We've gone soft. It's all rich bougie stuff, Nick. And there's no better place to show that than where I am right here in Scottsdale, Arizona. So we're gonna spend the day here and we're gonna show America what Arizona thinks is big bucks and over the top. The whitest, richest place in America right now. And it's hot. The richest, whitest place in the entire world. Look at that monstrosity. What is that? So fancy. Looks like a cruise ship parked out in the middle of the desert. Only in Scottsdale. Scottsdale is a Phoenix suburb, and the nicest one if you measure big homes and fancy shopping. There's 250,000 people here now, and it is growing fast. It's not just Scottsdale, it's the whole area. This entire region is rich people and richer people. 1 in 17 of them's a millionaire. There's 15,000 millionaires in town. That's 6% of the total population. And more millionaires are moving here every day. This is the fastest growing wealth hub in the country now. Even faster than Austin, Texas. It's not just earned wealth, it's inherited wealthy and aspirationally wealthy. Everybody here who isn't rich tries to look like it. You can't be seen driving a Ford Explorer here. No way. Ugh. Sometimes it's hard to tell who is and isn't rich because it's so show-offy. Folks here are thirsty and very white. 80% white and 5% Asian. I hear the Asians have way more money than the white people do. Anyways, all the things rich white people and some Asians want are here. So we spent 2 days nosing around, and you're about to be wealth struck. Now we're going up to DC Ranch, which is pretty much the most expensive place. So there's a health club that is just outside of Silverleaf. It's right over here. There's a gate, we can't get in. The cars are very impressive that are parked here. You've got that blue car, Beamer, sports car, stuff that you only see in the glossy magazines, and here it is right in front of me. The luxurious world of Scottsdale. And I just learned the Rivian, it's an electric car. That's a $125,000 electric car. Must be nice. Must be wonderful. That place down there is the Silverleaf Country Club. Shh. It has a $400,000 initiation fee. What the hell? Shh. Monthly dues are $3 grand. $3 a month? It's booked solid, supposedly, too. And this isn't even the most prestigious golf course in town. There's golf courses all over this area. 200 of them. They have more golf grass per acre than anywhere else in the country. Now you want to know, Nick, is golf a white sport? Yes, you knew that. According to Zippia, almost 3 in 4 people who play golf are white. And only not hardly any golfers are Native American. And that's too bad. They could really use a break from their agrarian lifestyle. Now this is the extreme expensive land here. Houses are 6 million smackers each. You'd have to earn about $100K a month to afford it here. But look what you get. Mega mansions, desert views, and nice, clean, white neighbors. And a few Asians. There's people in there you've never heard of. They could sit down next to you at the bar and they'd be sipping Miller Lite. And then there's people in there that you have heard of. They wouldn't sit down next to you at the bar. Come on now. So safe and wonderful, like a dream in heaven, like a postcard. Maserati. All right, now we're coming up on Fairmont Princess Hotel and TPC Scottsdale. If you watch golf, the Princess Hotel is very fancy, too fancy for me. I called them and asked if we could maybe stay there, and they kind of, if you can LOL through a no politely on an email, that's pretty much what people told me. So
we weren't their clientele.
We were not. It was like, oh, you don't think we're a good fit for you. If you ever come up here, if you have a lot of dough and you want to spoil yourself, come to the Fairmont Hotel, TPC Scottsdale, play golf, spend all the thousands that you want, and I'm sure you'd have a great time. I don't have that kind of dough. Now, this is the most prestigious thing in Scottsdale. The Princess Hotel and Restaurant and golf course and all of it. And by the way, that golf course, that's TPC Scottsdale. If you watch golf, you know that course. It's very famous. Let's look and see how much it costs to stay here. This website is just so elegant, isn't it? Okay, just a regular room. Let's pick some dates here. $795 for their best room. That's a lot. The deluxe room. Oh wait, there's more. $860, $1,200, $1,400, $4,237 plus tax. What the hell? Must be nice. Shh. What's this room look like anyway? It's all right. For $5,000, you think it would have a golf simulator in it or something? Oh my gosh, look what's going on over here.
Yeah.
We've got super expensive cars pulling up, and they're wearing cowboy. The valet guys have cowboy hats on. And they think we're about to park, and they don't know that.
Tell him we're just busy.
Yeah.
We're just going through.
We're just going through. I don't think the valet guys are trying to drive the Cybertruck. I don't think he knows how to drive it. I don't know what's happening. We're just trying to figure out how I can park really quick. And we have Lamborghinis and.
How about you just park right here?
Yes. Okay. This drama. God. I'm just trying to show everybody what it's like here. All right, the bourbon steak is the most expensive restaurant in all the land. So we didn't have a reservation. We just pulled up to park. The only place to park was in valet, so Kim dropped me off, and I just ran inside really quick to get some pics. That's a pic of the dining room, and that's a picture of one of the bars. Well, let's take a look at the menu here. Of course, they don't have some prices on some stuff. $38 shrimp cocktail. I don't know if I've ever ordered that before, but that sounds like a lot. All right, $20 salads. The Wagyu, $170, plus a mandatory 20% tip while the lady stands over you with the machine, right? Steaks are $80, and the tomahawk, $218, plus tax, plus tip. Okay, rarely am I ever feel like I'm out of place, but I went to walk into the fancy restaurant and everybody kind of looked at me like, what are you doing in here? And then we were trying to find a place to park, and it was like, well, we're trying to put the Lamborghini there. Where do you want us to put your car? And then I went into the restaurant, and it was just eked of elegance and opulence and importance. They were nice enough to let me take pictures, but they were pretty much like, why are you walking around in here? So clearly I didn't fit. Maybe it's because I wasn't dressed for the occasion, but I also just sort of looked out of place. Very expensive, very nice inside, and that's all you're gonna get. Now I'm gonna fly the drone so you can kind of see what it's like right now, and it's very hot and bright. I think I'm getting sunburned at this point. I'm doing it for you guys, YouTube. That princess place sure does ooze money and importance, doesn't it? I can see why the marketing guy looked at my channel and was like, there's nothing that's going to be gained by having you two stay here for a couple of days. Believe me, we don't need you here. Well, that's fine. Maybe one day when my gold investment kicks in, I'll go back and be like, hey, dude, remember me? Here's my car. Go park it for me. No. But gold is hot, though. Some experts predict that it's going to be at $10,000 one day. Now, I'm sure that you've been told that you need to diversify, and you've been told that you need to have money in gold and silver, mostly because of inflation, and we don't understand what's going on with the trade war. And frankly, gold and silver have been going up lately. You're probably watching this video thinking, how'd these people get that wealthy? Investing, likely. Now, some of you are wondering, when's a good time to buy gold and silver? You see it at its peak and you think, oh, I missed it. It's just going to go down. Or you see it's gone down and you think, oh, look, gold and silver are down. Now's the time to buy. You can't time gold and silver. You got to leave that up to the experts. And the experts at Augusta Precious Metals are the best. They've helped thousands of people like you invest in gold and silver straight out of their 401ks and IRAs. The time is now, people. At least look into it. Go to nickbuygold.com. That's nickbuygold.com. Or text America to 35052. Now go there and you can read about how Augusta Precious Metals can help you grow your retirement and invest in gold and silver. It's never too late to invest in precious metals. Do it now, or at least just look into it. You owe yourself that favor. You know, the people in Scottsdale, they're heavily invested. Let's go back there now and let's check out what these super rich neighborhoods look like. Whoa, look at that house. Dang.
Wow, that's impressive.
Holy crap. All right, so we're in Paradise Valley, which is the most expensive place you could live in Arizona. I think this all used to be $2 million like 10 years ago, and now everything up here against the mountainside is $5 to $6 million per house. They're very nice looking homes. I think part of the reason they're so expensive is because it's Paradise Valley and just the name speaks for itself. This is very exclusive, huh, everyone? The famous Paradise Valley neighborhood. There's 5,000 houses up here, and all of them are more than 7 mil. You need a bigger income than the people at DC Ranch to live here. A lot of people came up here during COVID. The latest trend is a lot of remote workers have come here. Hey, Phoenix is way better than LA and San Francisco. It's probably the last city out west that hasn't been ruined by drugs. Yet, hopefully. I was told a lot of people down there work in finance and in the medical fields and in tech. There's a bunch of celebrities down there. Pro athletes, rock stars. Mike Tyson lives down there somewhere. Alice Cooper, Stevie Nicks, the Prince of Dubai. No, he doesn't live here. He could though if he wanted to. There's like zero violence here. There was one homicide in Scottsdale last year. One. Now, financial crimes, those are a way bigger deal. You can actually see the houses, though. When I drove around in Los Angeles, up in the Palisades area that wound up burning down, everybody had a big giant fence and big bush, so you couldn't really see the houses, but you can actually get some really good views of this stuff. These people have grass. That might be turf. Yeah, some of it's probably not real, but so maybe that's not real grass. I'm gonna bet these people don't have the day-to-day struggles that you and I have. I don't think they have to worry about balancing their checkbook and clipping coupons. They probably don't use Gas Buddy and what's the other one?
Upside.
They don't use Gas Buddy and Upside to save 42 cents per gallon at Circle K.
Hey, it's a Starbucks. Calm down.
If for some reason you've got the dough and you want to move to Paradise Valley because this looks good to you, I know realtors up here. You can email me and I'll connect you with somebody that I know, and it'll be the best real estate agent in Scottsdale. And you can come up here and impress your friends. Or just make it a second home if you got the dough. Hey, look, here's a fixer-upper. Think about what you could do with that. Put some big cactus in, more rocks. Okay, I just looked it up. It's $4 million bucks. $4 million. If that was in San Bernardino, it'd probably be worth maybe $250. Everything up here is surrounded by golf courses, or the golf courses are surrounded by houses. So we were just on our way over to fly the drone and came across this house, which might not, can you pull up a little bit more, Kim? Might not look very impressive, but it is. Look at the prices on all of this. If you got a lot of dough and you want to live where it's hot and have a house that's very modern looking and show off, that's it right there. But people complain at the same time there's no water, but they keep building more and more stuff up here. But it's a good place to be. You can get out of Phoenix, you can be where it's warm. There's a lot of good jobs up here, and you don't have to deal with all the crap in the surrounding states and in the politics and stuff. So it is god awful hot here, and it's really only 103, and we're just dying of sweat. You can see it in my face. We're driving around up here in the hills. These people definitely have it cut out for them with the heat. You step outside and it's like walking into an oven. We're driving around, and I had to zoom out so that I could see the houses. They're so big, but there's no security. Like, there's no gates. This isn't a gated community. There's not anybody really paying much attention. I guess that means that it's just super safe. I guess that goes to show how little crime there is, because these people don't really seem to be concerned at all about protecting anything. It's just very wide open, which I don't normally see when we go into like neighborhoods where houses are $20 million. Usually they're all gated up and everybody's guarded. So, but look at these houses. I'm just flying the drone all around and looking down upon what are just more than mansions. Some of them look like they could be entire buildings. Those homes cost way more than they should, but people pay for them. They're also very large and wonderful to look at, aren't they? They have a very nice life. One day I should ask some of these people some questions. What's it like in that house? What's it like in there? Are you happy? What's that house represent to you? How'd you get your damn dough? Probably investing. Maybe gold and silver. Just saying. Most people here are retired. They bought homes years ago when it was cheap, and everybody here is hanging on to their houses because of interest rates. 10 years ago, the average house in Scottsdale was like $400,000, and now it's close to $1 million. So they made out good. And they keep building everywhere here. I mean, it's warm, it's safe, it's clean, it's great shopping. You can get a big old house along the desert hillsides. And there's no water. I don't know. Okay, here is the Scottsdale hood. JK, but this is where the most inexpensive part of town is, where you can get a house for under $500,000. Oh my gosh. It's very white and very safe in here too. This is still Scottsdale, so you can say you live in Scottsdale, but you don't have to pay $800,000 or $2 million to live here. You don't get a view. You don't have a putting green in your front yard or a big gate or a maid or a Land Rover, but it's lovely here as well in terms of crime and all the other things people want in life. Rent's really high here. $2,500 for a house to $5,000 sometimes. So all these millennial and Gen Z people have no chance here. It's just for serious people only anymore. Scottsdale's changed a lot. It's no longer a place to kind of begin life and start a family. I'm imagining most of these people have been here forever, or maybe not. But they're the smart ones. They're like, I can live in Scottsdale. I don't have to pay tons of dough to live here. And look, somebody even has a yard. I did not stay at those fancy resorts. I stayed at the Hilton Garden Inn. Wah, wah, wah. That's where regular people stay. Very walkable down to Old Town Scottsdale, however. We saw all sorts of crap when we were here. Checked out a bunch of stuff for you, YouTube. And now we're in Fancyland, the Old Town Art Gallery District. There's like 100 art galleries down here in this part of town. It's very southwesterny, very lots of turquoise, lots of bronze things, very Navajo-y. I think a lot of this stuff was probably made in China and by a Native American that wasn't paid enough for his work. And tons of expensive art. We're gonna go in some of these art galleries right now and see what it looks like. Look at that. It's the kind of place that if you want to feel important, you come down here and you show off and look important. Go inside some of these galleries in your fancy car and walk around and buy a big piece of artwork. And everybody in Scottsdale is gonna know that you're rich and fancy. That's what this area is like right here. $68,500. It can be yours. Where would you put it? There's artwork on the side of the road. Hispanic owned and operated. Okay, so it's diverse a little bit. Crazy Horse Fine Jewelry and Art. Let's see if they'll talk to us.
Well, of course, like anything, it changed a lot since I was here. I mean, developed, a lot of businesses moved in here, and then the housing expand. So it changed a lot since 33 years. Yeah.
And it's more unaffordable for people. It sounds like a lot of wealthy people are moving in and it's becoming...
Well, definitely, Scottsdale is a high-end society, and you have to have a good income to live here.
Can you show me one thing that you think is the most interesting in here?
The eagle.
The eagle. Okay,
Yeah.
We're standing right by it.
Absolutely.
Tell me about this eagle.
This is all handmade. It's limited edition, done by Kitty Cantrell, and this is artist proof.
Okay.
It weighs around 400 pounds.
400 pounds. How much does that cost?
$40,000.
$40,000.
Yes.
All right, this is Old Town Scottsdale. Very cowboy-y. Very, I guess you can call it white. Lots of jewelry, lots of trading posts, cowboy throwback stuff. Really cool and charming. We came down here last night and it was pretty dead. I don't really think it's thriving down here anymore, which says a lot about Scottsdale and the greater economy here. They're having a lot of trouble staying open. I think that's just how life is now, and that's kind of sad. But right now it's booming. Kinda. Normally I'd be like, oh my gosh, look, it's so clean and safe. We saw some homeless people down here last night, and I'm sure the rich people are not happy about that. I thought there'd be more fancy cars and people dressed all up buying really high-end jewelry down here. And that is not what's going on. Mexican imports. What? $99.99 for a picture, probably made in Taiwan. I don't know where it's made. Another sale. Everything's on sale. Sale, 50% off. What is going on? The store's closing, everything must go. What the hell? What is going on here? Everything is closing down, half off. All right, sorry to be so sleepy down here walking around. We came down to Old Town Scottsdale. I'm sure it's jamming during the weekends or maybe in the winter or earlier in the day. We came down here to like mosey around, and it is literally a bunch of closed up storefronts and going out of business, sales, boo-hoo-hoo, like kind of sad. And one of the store owners was like, the mom and pops just can't make it anymore. They're all struggling. That's just how it is in general. Not what I thought I was gonna come here and see. Cheap jewelry for the win, I guess. But I do have to say, let me show you this place right here. This is my kind of place. Rusty Spur Saloon. It's probably been here since 1852. And it's kind of place, oh, well, I'll tell you how long it's been here. 1958. Oh, come on, really? Might be 1858. And oh my goodness, look at this place. Old Town Scottsdale for the win. Oh my God, they got the buffalo. And all the dollars on the walls. And you just smell the history here. Got a little place for the band. That's my lady. Look at that booty. Good people, good times. Rusty Spur. Old Town Scottsdale's got a little life in her, huh? And we had to get a dollar bill up here too. My name. So why don't you call me a little Liza Jane? Not in Old Town Scottsdale, no way. I didn't move here for that. What the heck? There's bums on every corner. Oh, there's a fancy car. That might be the fanciest car we've seen yet, and it's not even that fancy. It's probably $125,000. No? More? But still, I mean, there's a lot of Toyota Priuses and Ford Escapes, and I mean, this is not what I expected out of Scottsdale. I don't think I can do this for the entire video. It's like 104 degrees outside.
The jacket and the shorts. I think he's trying to make a fashion statement here, people.
And then there's this part of Scottsdale. This is where all of the super, you know what? I can't even, this is so hot right now. I can't do it. All right. This is the, where all the super high-end restaurants are at. I'm talking like stuff that you and I don't want to spend money on. The $500 for 3 people to eat. Along the waterfront here, high-end restaurants where you gotta dress nice. Clearly, I probably wouldn't be invited in anymore with my coat off. But this is another part of Scottsdale that's also very over the top and bougie. You've got art galleries over here that are very super high-end. I do have to say though, it's really not as over the top down here on this side of town as I thought it would be. There's a lot of regular cars parked out there, lots of Hyundais and Kias, and not as many Beamers and Land Rovers as I thought. On this part of Scottsdale, I think they maybe appeal to tourists. I don't know how often the super rich people come down here. Maybe they do. I know there's a lot of people from out of town. It's very much a come and visit kind of place. Plus it's summertime, so it's not as busy as it normally is. But again, it is very super clean and super fancy. And Kim, if you could maybe show across there, over there, we got a Nordstrom's, we got an Olive and Ivy, which is also very super fancy. And you can just look up and down this waterfront area here and you can see just how exclusive and wonderful this is. If this canal was in California, there'd be bums down there taking a bath, but not here in Scottsdale, damn it. We don't tolerate that stuff. Range Rovers at the Hyatt House. It's not even a fancy hotel. So we keep finding these Waymo, the self-driving robot taxis, are all over.
They're made by Jaguar.
Yeah, they're like Jaguar version. The Phoenix metro area is just loaded with these Waymo robot taxis. They're training supposedly, and not everyone can ride in one. You have to get an invite. Well, we got one, and it's a ripoff, people. They want $12 to go 2 blocks, and not even in the direction we wanted to go. But this is the future, apparently. One day you might not even own a car.
I need a fancy car. I can't be seen in that coupon cruiser. I have an image.
You actually do have an image. Somebody emailed me the other day and actually said that they're going to tattoo you on their body. I know, I thought the same thing. So what do you think, Karen? Do you think that you could afford to buy all the fancy stuff we saw at the Scottsdale Mall?
Ooh, yeah, look at that. I got all sorts of crypto.
Crypto?
It's in my coin bank.
Coin bank? Man, you ain't got no crypto, ho! Hey Kim, I'm testing the mic.
Hey, Nick.
Fancy car, Range Rover, that's not even that nice. I mean, it is, but not. Now we're gonna go to a really expensive car dealership and see
Don't I have to stop playing?
how expensive the cars are here. Oh, yeah, pull in right here. Look at it or something. I don't know what we're doing. There's just a really fancy car dealership up here, so let's see what that's like. All right, so luxury auto collection. I don't think that this is actually like a true dealership. They just have like super fancy cars in here. And this is, I think this is like a used car lot in Scottsdale. This is actually pretty funny. Maybe go that way. Usually the used cars where I live have the sticker on the window and it's like 19,995, low miles on some like dirt lot. That's where, this is not that. There are no stickers on the vehicles. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. And these Ford Raptors are probably the cheapest car on the lot. Those are probably like 40 grand. So here's another fancy car dealership land. So they have a Rolls-Royce dealership. They probably don't have that where you live. Bugatti, Ferrari, Maserati, Lamborghini, Aston Martin, Rolls-Royce, Bentley, Aston, I mean, just all the cars that you see in the fancy magazines are here. You know, very expensive and exclusive. And I don't think I've ever seen a Maserati dealership before, but I didn't grow up with silver spoons. Some of these cars cost more than your house. Just more must be nice land. I thought about getting up to see if I could go and look inside a Maserati or a Bugatti, and I spilled water all over my shorts. I look like I peed my pants. They're not gonna let me look into a car like that. Do I look like I peed from the back? Does it look like I did? I can't test drive a Bugatti looking like this, damn it. I spilled water on the seat.
Your back is...
I look like I peed my pants. All right, we're not gonna get into one of these cars today, but I don't think I mean, that seems like a lot. Can I test drive a Bugatti for a YouTube channel? No, not dressed like that, you can't. So anyway, that is what it looks like up here. These cars are really just really cool to look at. Maybe one day, if I ever get one, you guys will be the first to know. Oh, what about a Bentley?
I would do a Mercedes G-Wagon.
There's a Goodwill in Scottsdale? We didn't go in there. Wanted to show you guys the real fancy pants crap in this city. So we went to the Scottsdale Fashion Square, and we were impressed. The mall has a valet? I've never seen a valet at a mall. Have you?
That must be valet right there.
We're not parking valet. We're not those people. We're gonna park by the fancy G-Wagon. Oh my God, as soon as we walk in, Chanel. Oh my God, I can smell the purses. Saint Laurent, I've heard of that. Cartier, Dior. Why can't I pronounce that? Bogata Veneta. It sounds expensive. Like we just, oh, Dillard's. Hey, I've got a Dillard's in my mall. Christian Louboutin. Oh my gosh, Ferragamo. Blargy. I can't afford that. You can't afford that. Now the stuff in there is probably a mortgage payment. The kind of place where there's no price tags on the purses. If you have to ask, you can't afford it. Neiman. Ooh. Oh my gosh. Oh, I want that blazer so bad. All right, so, you know, this is probably, oh my gosh. What do you think, YouTube? Do you think I could pull this off?
I'm coming in for a close-up.
It's
Whoa,
so
velvety.
soft. I think I'm gonna get it. It is, oh, it's only $1,900. Maybe I'll get two.
Okay.
So Kim told me that the Balenciaga bags are really, really high end. I'm gonna look up online how much they are and put the price tag on the screen so you can see how much that is. I know nothing about that purse. It just looks very expensive and very Scottsdale. These Louis bags are wired in to the display shelf. So I read that not too long ago, some thugs broke into this mall and stole a bunch of snazzy bags. So now they have to lock them up. I'm sure the Karens hate this. They've got all the, on the top level is all the cheap shit. Bath and Body Works. Claire's is upstairs. I guess that, like, I heard like a while back they smashed and looted this mall. So even Scottsdale gets that BS. Uh-oh, is that poop?
Yeah, I'm saying buy some dog poop.
Poop. Oh my God, there's poop on the floor. Not in the fashion mall. Oh God. There's poop in the mall where I live. Poop. Nasty. I've only seen one Porsche the whole time. Porsche. Is it Porsche or Porsche? A lot of Scottsdale just looks normal. It doesn't really look that over the top. Kind of has a little bit of a Palm Springs vibe, I guess. You see a lot of Teslas driving around and other fancy cars, but it's kind of low key. This is the other shopping district. This is the 5th Street corridor. It's not nearly as fancy and bougie as the other areas that we saw, but it's still very white and very rich. Lots of high-end boutiques and jewelry stuff. This kind of has like a little bit of a hippie vibe on this street. Crystal shops, crystal healing, hippie stuff, maybe. Ooh, fine rugs. More fine rugs. First Interstate Bank, I haven't seen that in a long time. That is so West Coast. So I kind of want to show everybody what a CVS looks like in Scottsdale. Most of the CVS's in California, everything's locked up behind glass because people steal. I don't know what they look like in Arizona. I'm going to assume the one in Scottsdale is not going to have everything locked up. Oh my gosh, the batteries are not locked up. Oh my gosh. The earrings are not locked up. I don't think. Okay, the expensive. Oh, it's not even locked up. To be honest, I really don't think these people even know how good they have it. I think they're in their little sheltered world up here. Sometimes you tell people, this is great, and they're like, well, is there any other way? What do you mean there's homeless people and sketchy people in Tucson? I can't believe it. What do you mean you have to lock up the batteries? What? I've never heard of such a thing. And of course, whenever we're in a state where pot is legal, I have to do research and find out how much it costs and what it's like. I have never purchased cannabis in Arizona before. I don't know, the dispensary looks like a little condo. So this is what it looks like inside if you've never been in a dispensary before. There's all the joints and gummies on the wall. Feels like you're at the candy store, really. And they still wear a mask, I guess. Okay, so this is how Arizona rolls. For $43. It's actually pricier here than it is in California, kind of by a lot. You get a pretty good dark chocolate bar thing with extra good oils or whatever. And they give you, I got 3 pre-rolls, sativa. I don't know what that means. Sativa, I don't know what that means. I just said put something, and they threw a free pre-roll in. So Arizona's more expensive for cannabis. That's why I don't do it. Hats, hats, hats. Hi, is Heather here? What's Scottsdale like?
It's fun.
Okay.
People that come in are always smiling. They're always happy. They're glad to be here. You know, most of the time they're traveling either for business or just on vacation. And they're happy. So it's fun. It's fun because, you know, when you have a good atmosphere, people are always enjoying themselves. Well, the weather is good almost all of the time, you know, and the area is safe. And so, you know, people feel good about being down here.
Why is it safe?
We just don't have the crime that other parts of the country has. You know, we just don't have it.
Yeah. Why?
I don't know why. Just, you know, it isn't, it's the whole entire area. It's not just this particular, you know, little area. It's the whole Scottsdale area.
How's it changed in 40 years, Heather?
It's gotten more sophisticated. I would say much more sophisticated, you know. And with that, a lot of new ideas and things come in, you know, more modern concepts and things.
How do you feel about the change?
It's mostly good, I would say. Yeah, I would say it's mostly good for us anyway down here.
It has a reputation of being very bougie, rich. It used to be more Western, and now it's changing and becoming like a...
More continental. Yes, it absolutely is, but there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's Western is fun. Western can be fun. It used to be more fun, but it just evolved, you know. And so now that, and you do see a lot of wealthy people, there's no doubt. But you see everyday people too, you know, so it's just nice, you know, for people traveling, I think. It's a different atmosphere, you know, especially, you know, our high season is after Christmas, you know, in the beginning of the year when the weather's awful in other parts of the country. And so people are just thrilled. They get off an airplane here and it's sunny and they don't have to wear a coat and you can walk around and, you know, so they start out happy. And there's a lot of retirees that are here too. And then there's a lot of would-be retirees that are looking the place over because they're thinking about coming here. You know, so you hear it every day. You hear it from young people and you hear it from, you know, middle-aged people and you hear it from older people. We're moving here. We're moving here, you know.
What would your 2 gripes be or concerns be?
Well, they got rid of all the e-bikes down here, which was wonderful. The reason being, they're dangerous. They move too fast and there's too many people walking and they're not watching. And I think those should be completely outlawed in the pedestrian areas.
A lot of places would say, I wish that was our biggest problem.
Well, you know, there aren't too many problems down here. There might be in the evening, but we're not here. We're open during the day. We're shopping.
Yeah. Is anybody worried about Scottsdale losing its soul, its charm, its old self, and becoming something that it never was? Is that a concern from anybody here?
Well, it's not a concern from me. And, you know, we were here in the mid 60s. And yes, I will say it changed. It's changed. But it isn't something where I would wish to shut anybody out. You know, it's just different. You need to evolve. You need to just, you know, change. It's just evolution, you know? So you need to just accept it.
I could tell you about whatever bad stuff is in Scottsdale, the problems they have, but I'm not going to do it. This is white, privileged, Asian land. We don't talk about that stuff here. All right, so there you go. Scottsdale, home to the richest, whitest people in the entire country, where you've got gritty old Western meets luxurious golf courses, home to the state's most prestigious golf courses and resorts and art galleries and shopping and homes, where even the bums have trust funds. Maybe. Probably. Cut. Look at the Scottsdale fashion.
Look at that.
That's pretty old-fashioned right there.
That's not old fashioned.
That old. What are you talking about? That's old-fashioned right there. What? Do you think anybody is gonna show up?
I mean, it is retro, but it's like not.
That is pretty.
For here.
Little house on the prairie. Really? Oh my God. Scottsdale. Disappointing me. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed that report from America. So we've been to every state now, and we know so many great places that most people don't know about. If you're trying to figure out where you should move, I can help. Email me, and I'll tell you about how I can find you the perfect place for you to move to. And if you need a realtor, I can help you with that as well. No one else knows America more than Nick and Kim and Mappy. This is my email. You can also find it in the description or on the channel. And if you want to buy some Mappy gear, well, you can find that link in the description as well. You can get shirts, hats, mugs, stickers, hoodies, all kinds of great Mappy merch. Click the link, get some Mappy gear. I'm also on Cameo. If you want me to send you or somebody you know a personalized video message, go to Cameo and search Nick Johnson, or just click the link in the description. Well, hey, Nick Johnson fans. So YouTube's pushing this whole membership thing now, and I think it's great. So I set one up for this channel. If you want to be a member on this channel, you can only do it on your computer right now. They make it hard for some reason. So go and hit join right there, and you can support the channel and join various membership tiers. I'm excited about it because I'm going to post all sort of behind the scenes content, extra interviews, fun Mappy stuff, bonus songs, and more. Just some extra stuff that doesn't make it onto the main channel. So think about becoming a member. Huh, everyone?
You should join. I did.
Thanks for watching.